This is just a fictional story, nothing to do with the reality of anybody's personal life. If you like my work, then please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bayan woke up to the alarm in her old room, which she probably missed all these years. Her bed was warm and cozy. She felt like cuddling with her pillow again, but it was the starting of something new and probably exciting. After leaving Korea when she was 15, so much have changed. She is not who she was years back. She is brave and confident, but the harsh memories of her past never let her forget them and haunt her dreams. She smiled to herself. She is sure everything is gonna be good and her future is bright as sunshine now. Good morning, love. Jessie, her caretaker, who was in her mid 40s, greeted her with a warm smile with breakfast. Hey, Jessie. Vine smiled back and Jessie handed her breakfast. Vine thanked her. That doesn't mean I am not mad. You are leaving your old lady again. Jessie pouted and Vine awed at her. I don't have any option, do I? I got a scholarship and I need to stay in the hostel of the university. That way you will not have to worry about me and you can concentrate on other new kids of your orphanage, right? Plus I am grown up now. I will be fine and visit you every weekend. Is that fine? Vine side hugged the lady. Being orphan was never a problem to Ryan. She loved Jessie so much and Jessie was her own family. Being bright student was also a plus point. Jessie never had to worry about Ryan education because since childhood Ryan received many scholarships and now was going to enter her dream university for completing her majors. Jessie nodded with patting Ryan's cheeks softly. But are you sure you will be fine? Don't worry, darling. I am stronger now. No one can let me down. Vine said proudly, and Jessie giggled while having tears in her eyes. With her backpack, Vine sat in the taxi, saying fine goodbye to her caretaker and some students who waved at her energetically. She took a deep breath. The fresh but cold air filled every part of her body. She shivered a bit but was really excited to go in the new environment. She was scared too. What happened past was so cruel that it was a bit difficult for her to go to the university in the same city, where she bullied to the core so much that she was on the verge of killing herself. At 11, she got a chance to go to one of the best schools in London because of her excellent scores. This was the school where all rich, spoiled children spent. Vine was different. She was intelligent but different from all the children who come in cars in branded clothes and backpacks. The children there never accepted her as one of the classmates. She was inferior just because she was not rich like them. First 2 years were not that bad for her, even though she had no friends and people used her to complete their homeworks. A new transfer the next year changed her life into living hell. John Jungkook, the rich spoiled brat whose father owned half of the companies in Europe, he transferred to the school just because he did not like the cafeteria in his previous one. It was very easy for him to just switch schools. Vine always wondered. Soon he was in spotlight. He was like a boss now. Everyone did as he told them to. There was sudden change in rules. Students were categorized on how rich they were. While in some of scholarship students were placed in social groups and bullying them was everyone's favorite time pass. Hello, Miss Topper, Jungkook said, eyes at Brian with a smirk dancing on his pink lips, sliding his lunch tray right in front of her. He sat there like a boss. Vine was taken aback for seconds. She knew she was surely in trouble seeing his friends passing and make a smile from the table across. It's fine. Vine pushed her specs up her nose awkwardly. She was trying to look away from him, but his face was dangerously attractive. His perfectly toned body. She saw him this closely for the first time. She felt his small tingles running through her body, and her heart raced fast in fear and something she did not understand. Done looking at my pretty face? Jungkook asked, snapping his finger at her. She knew he was not here to be friends with her and did not deserve to be treated nicely. She had seen him treating her classmate that was too harsh, and no one could do anything about it as his father was strong enough. What do you want? She asked, composing herself and gathering her courage. Is this how you talk to someone who is here to be friend with you? He asked, pulling up over sad face. I'm sorry, I don't want to be friend with you, gotta go, Vine said, getting up quickly, but a strong pair of hands held her and made her sit again. It was harsh. She turned back to see two more boys behind her. They were like two arms of Jungkook, Taeyang, his twin, who was quiet all the time, and Jimin, who pushed her back. I'm offended. Have lunch at least. You will pass out otherwise, he said, biting his sandwich. You know what? I have found a new recipe. You will enjoy it. Trust me, he said, smirking. He grabbed her apple juice and poured it all over her plate. Vine gasped audibly. Oops, you can have my sandwich, no issue, he smirked, throwing his half eaten sandwich towards her. Some gasped and some looked away. Most of them pretended that nothing happened. Vine's eyes burned with anger. How could he treat her like that? He was a monster with no heart, she thought. She was so furious that her tears left her eyes without permission. For a fraction of a second, she saw a glint of guilt in those eyes. But maybe she was wrong. Maybe because everything blurred out because of her tears. He smirked again. Oh, is baby crying? His fingers rubbed softly against her cheeks, and surprisingly, they were so soft and soothing, even though they were scared because of his heavy practice in gymnastics. But his fingers softly wiped her tears that for an instant she thought Jungkook was an angel in person. But no. Take off your filthy hands off my face, she basically shouted at him, pushing his hand away with a jerk. Stay in your limits, princess, otherwise the consequence will not be good, and you won't even afford standing next to me. You little beggar, he whispered while getting up from his seat, not before pouring his own apple juice on her. She watched everything happen in a snap of seconds before she could process anything. This was too much to take her. He called her beggar. How insensitive anybody can be. He was not nice to a single soul here. So cold, so rude that Vine wished to beat him up, but she couldn't, because Jungkook's threat was something. They were not just threat, but reality, and she was scared that she would lose her scholarship. She stayed quiet for the whole year, but over the months it seemed like Jungkook was obsessed with her. Not in a good way, though. She was his favorite target. Once she found ketchup spread all over her locker with poor servants' beggar written on pages. Her book was ruined, but she couldn't do anything. She found a chewing gum paste to the sleeve of her uniform and was scolded by the teacher. Not to mention, she spent whole night to take it off her expensive uniform. Once broke her specs while tripping her leg. Once he sewed a piece of paper into her bag, and it turned out to be one of the exam papers for upcoming exams. She was on the verge of thrown out of the school, but because of her brilliance and she being a result-giving student, she was saved. People pitied, but no one took a step ahead because everyone was scared of him. Once he tried to stand against him and give him a warning, but it turned out the teacher calling Jessie for his misbehavior and warned Vine that she would lose her scholarship. Jessie was not upset, but Vine didn't want to disappoint her. She wanted to make Jessie proud and do anything for her opponents, so she stayed quiet as long as she could. What kept her awake late at night was the only thought Jungkook. No matter how much that boy annoyed the out of her, she couldn't stop thinking about his eyes, his sharp jawline, his smooth brown hair, his breathtaking smile, which was fuel to the fire. She was scared. She had a crush on her bully. She was not able to hate him in any way that gave him rise to the fire burning inside her. She was depressed. She could not do anything. Eventually, his little pranks come to stops. No, it doesn't mean Brian was free. He followed her everywhere like a creep with a smirk, always play on his lips. He would scare us out of her by appear out of blue. It was more bad than the pranks, but always felt eyes on her. This everything was going so wrong. She cried on her bed for God knows how long. She couldn't tell Jessie because she will not send Brian to school. She didn't want to lose because of him. It was welcome party. After a long peaceful holiday, Brian was back to the hellhole again. Everything seemed silent since the first day though. No creepy comments, no staring, nothing. Jungkook behaved like she didn't even exist. And Brian was so glad about that. One of the popular girls in their class, Jasmine insisted her to join the party. Jasmine never in her life talked to Vian, and now she was just sticking up to Vian and convinced her to join. Vian was shocked to see that girl pleading her to come, leaving all other rich people behind. Vian for once thought that maybe there was little chance that she wanted to be friends. That's it. She went to the party, loud music burst into her ears. The ground was vibrating like it was earthquake. Smell of what not have made her suffocate between the dancing people. She instantly regretted joining them. Jasmine soon spotted her and waved at her. With the orange juice, which looked like it was a juice. Jasmine insisted her to have a drink. Wine very politely rejected, but that was no use, and it was really orange juice. Seemed like Jasmine was just being nice. She never really knew that girl. That's why I never thought about her. Soon the people seemed slimy. Their souls began to leave their body, and Vine was confused. What the hell was happening? She felt her head spinning, and after that, she directly woke up the next morning in some dangerously comfortable bed. As she tried to get up, her body winced. She looked at herself and found finger marks around her upper arms, her neck, her thigh, everywhere. No, no, no. This was something else. This was unbearable. Was she forced upon?